Are we going? Are we live? Let me refresh my page. Oh, we are live. Well, hey, all you cool cats and kittens out there. Welcome to the first of what's going to be many live streams. I just want to check, make sure you guys can hear me. If someone in the chat can tell me if you can actually hear what I'm saying. 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 There we go. Went into a weird loop there. Okay, so this is the first of what's going to be many live streams. Thank you all for hopping in. What's going on today is we're going to be drawing a Spider Ham sketch cover, which is a commission request. If you want to get commissions from me, please contact me at RobsonRequest@gmail.com. You go on any of my social media, you'll find out everywhere. I think maybe my wife is running my social media now. She may have put in the link description below. She is not. I will do that for next time, and I will fire my wife. Okay, so what we're doing today is the Spider-Ham sketch cover, or sketch card, I should say. And then we're doing a giveaway at the end of this. So someone will have to tell me how you get these bonus digital editions, but I've got an issue. The first issue is Spider-Ham right here. And at the end of this, I'm going to ask a question, just a random question. Whoever in the mic, whoever in the chat answers it first, they will get a free digital copy of it. So, yeah. Someone said my mic is choppy. Is it still choppy for everybody? I have my phone in a weird position on this weird rig, so if I can try and move it a bit. Is that a bit better? Is that a bit clearer? And maybe I should move this down a bit so everyone can see a bit closer. This is a really weird rig I have. Let me put something else in. Bear with me. This is the first, so there's growing pains. So you can hear me fine. Makes a crackly sound. Well, that's not good. Let me try and rig this up so it works better. This is not a pro fix. I don't even know where the microphone is. Is that better? I'm leaving it alone now because I was moving around the microphone. So is that better? Is that good? I'll be showing my face at the end. I don't have a double camera set up. Oh, you know Aaron Steinberg? Yeah, he's a good dude. It's a little better? Just a little better, huh? Well, this isn't good. Perfect. I mean, is this doable though? Is it listenable? I'm just gonna get going on this. So, if you don't know, I've been drawing Spider-Ham for Marvel, and it's been one of the best books I've ever done over there. I've been really enjoying it. So, I kind of show you my process for how I draw the ham. So he's got a big old freaking head. So I start with like a circle. Like that. And that's not his full head. That's sort of the top of his head. And then he's got these chunky cheeks at the bottom. It's my neighbor's dog barking, so apologies for that. All right, it's going to be hard for me to look up, but I'm going to keep trying to look up. Is this an actual commission for someone? Yes, it is. Again, you can get my commissions by sending me an email at RobsonRequest@gmail.com, and I'll draw one up for you. I started reading Future Foundation, and that was great. And then Spider-Ham was 10 times better. I'm so happy we are. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Can we expect more episodes like the James Cameron episode of Spider-Man. I love that library. Well, you'll have to ask my brother for that on his social media. He's the one that organizes that whole podcast. I just sit in and chat rubbish. When did you decide that you wanted to do art? I decided I wanted to do art as a profession. What am I putting his nose? Let's put his nose here. When I was around 21, 22, I walked into a comic book store and in 2011, and I saw on the shelves a Greg Capullo issue of Batman, and I liked it so much, and I thought the art was so cool that I really fell in love with comics, because I loved comics as a kid. And yeah, I just sort of started pursuing how to break into comics and stuff like that. And there's a whole, if you go to Spider-Man the Animated Series podcast, I do a lot of talking about sort of how I came to it as my profession. But in 2016 is when I finally broke in, and even though sadly with what's going on in the world, I am currently not doing any work at Marvel because they shut their doors for new books. I'm now doing commissions and stuff because gotta make money somehow. So he's got his arm there. I thought he was just doing like a cool little fist. And got his fat little body here. Put some legs in there. I always worried that your fame really grew once you went on the. 2 questions. Why is the comic book show the best podcast? Oh God. Yeah, go listen to the comic book show. It's a great podcast that no longer updates, but there's some old episodes with me on it, and yeah, it's good fun. They should bring it back, especially now where everyone's got time in their hands. Who is your favorite comic artist? My favorite comic artist of all time is hands down Todd McFarlane. It's who inspired me as a kid, and his art really stuck out to me as a kid. And I just really, I don't know, there's so much energy in his artwork. And I had the privilege of working with him on Spawn a year ago, which was a dream come true. We even made an action figure together. That was crazy. And he's just the best. I like his morals of like working really hard to get what you want. And yeah, actually, should we stick his fingers out so let's get his fingers out so he's about to web. That's more Spider-Man. Or Spider-Ham, should I say. It's lovely weather here in the UK. I don't know how everyone else's weather's going. Is that electricity? It is, and I realized I hadn't replaced the head in a while, and it's left this freaking stain on the page that I can't get rid of, but hopefully in the colors I'll be able to get rid of it. So I love drawing Spider-Ham. I love drawing these sort of cartoony guys. They're really quick and easy to get on the page. And that was one of the pleasures of drawing Spider-Ham, was it was much faster to draw than other books I've done. If you look in issue 1, you'll see I was drawing him like a lot more like he appeared in the Spider-Verse movie. But then sort of my version of him came out a little while after that, as I got used to drawing the character, which usually happens. It happened to me on the book that has been paused by Marvel, because I was on a title before Marvel shut its doors. I can't tell you what that title was, but it was with some cool people that write a very popular TV show, and I was really looking forward to continuing it, but sadly I won't. But even those characters in that I was drawing them more like the popular way that people draw them, and then as you draw these characters, they tell you how they want to be drawn, and that's That's a quote taken from Greg Pulo. I believe he said that about Batman. So getting a little fist in here. Who's your favorite dude to draw? Right, you know what? It's probably Spider-Ham, to be honest. I could draw Spider-Ham all day. He's great. He's fun. And I think Zeb Wells, the writer, did a really good job of giving him a really funny and unique voice in our series. So just adding the webbing on his fingers. I like to start with like doing a little circle at the tips of fingers. I do this with Spider-Man as well. And then I follow the three-dimensional shape I've created with the fingers. And I also do a circle on his knuckles, just because I feel like it rounds it out really nicely. So these pencils are tighter than the way I usually do it. I work digitally, and it's a lot more freedom to sort of stretch and be able to get the exact image that I had going for in my head. You don't have that luxury with traditional. I'm also not very practiced in traditional art either. I'm mostly a digital artist, but this is a nice excuse for me to sort of ramp up my traditional art skills. Right, let me take a quick look in the chat. Again, if you miss a question that you ask in the chat, please just ask it again, because I can't look at it all the time. I wanted to read Zeb Wells' Ant-Man run. Yeah, I heard that's really good. I haven't read it yet. Great Lakes Avengers. If Tom Malfoy said to you to do Spawn, but you have to do more detail, less cartoony, would you do it? Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, well, the great thing about, if you look, there's a couple of covers and also a couple of pages that Todd inked of my pencils. And my pencils were super cartoon. There's the cover of Clownos, which is a mashup of Thanos and the clown character from Spawn. He actually inked that. I penciled it, and he liked the pencil so much that he said, I'll pay you, but just let me ink it. I was like, yeah, as if I was going to say no to that deal. And if you look, that's a super detail with lots of that McFarlane tick marks and stuff like that. And it's over my pencil. So as a kid that like grew up loving Tom McFarlane, for him to like actually ink my work is a treasure. And I moved last year and I haven't fully set up my office yet. And that will definitely be one of the first pictures I put up on the wall. Okay, so we got a cute little ham here. We're going to do some fun stuff in the background with things. But for now, I think that's good. I'm just going to take my eraser and I'm just going to sort of brush it over slightly over the pencils. I don't want to fully erase. I'm just basically trying to do what I do on the computer, which is lowering the opacity so that when I ink, it's not so muddy. So you'll see stuff smudging, which is fine. It's nothing to worry about. It's just, you don't want to erase the full thing. You want it just so it's a little bit clearer to see. I feel like Bob Ross right now, giving tips like that. All right, and now I'm a little bit out of practice with inking traditionally, but let's just have a quick test run. I'm just going to take a random piece of paper here. And this is good practice. I know a lot of inkers still do this day. I know Jonathan Glapian, he still does a warm-up with inks just to sort of do some check marks, see how the pen is working, so you can get used to it. Okie dokie. Would you consider doing your own independent book with image otherwise? That would be my dream job, to be honest. My first dream was to work with Tom McFarlane. My other dream is to work on the Amazing Spider-Man book, but my ultimate goal would be to draw my own independent book. And the thing is I had pitched the image and I've never heard back from the books that I've pitched. But one day. So what I'm doing here is the Freddie Williams method of inking, where you do a basic outline of everything first. So you just have everything is sort of one singular line weight, and then you add the line weights afterwards. Just for my brain, I just find like this works better and it keeps things a bit cleaner, gives it a bit more of that Art Adams look, which really works for my cartoony art style. Nice thing of drawing a character this cartoony is if you make a slight mistake, it's not the end of the world. Take a quick look in the chat. What happened to your indie book? You had some vids of you working on it. Yeah, just I pitched it and it didn't get picked up, so I moved on. And now I'm actually very interested in video game creation. I've been working on turning my sort of properties that I like into video games instead of comics, because I find that they're really interesting to do. Sorry, I'm just getting out a circle to do with his nose, so I can keep that nice perfect circle. There you go. There's his big weird nose. Are you going to put any Easter eggs in Dino Zombies? Yeah, I definitely will. How's it going, Mitch? Mitch Gibbs. Yeah, and I've got to be careful with that, because some of the Easter eggs I want to put in there are not anything to do with anything I've created. Like, for instance, I wanted to put in an unlockable outfit that looks like Ash from the Evil Dead series, but I've got to figure out with copyright how to be able to do stuff like that without getting sued. But it's still looking like it. Okay, I think we're going to go to a bigger brush, micron I should say, to do the webbing. Is there a Spider-Man villain that you would love to personally redesign? Yes, there definitely is. I'd love to give Hobgoblin another go, and Shocker is randomly like one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, so I'd love to try and give him an upgrade. I just like his sort of luchador look, and I think I'd lean into that a bit more. doing the webbing. I like to kind of do all of the pointing first. All these webs are sort of, they're going around the shape of him, and they're all going to a specific point as well. Are you still holding on to the IPs for your indie book? If not, I'm doing my own book up to issue 10, and could I rip them off? Yes, I'm definitely still holding on to them. Leaving Them Alive, I'm turning into a video game, and Dino Zombies I am as well. So yeah, I'm not letting any of that go. No, I love all that stuff. And I also have a book that I've pitched around, and I won't say what comic book company, but one of them is interested in doing it. And it's a comic called Outbreaks, which is all about different miniature zombie fun stories, kind of like a Black Mirror version, but just like a zombie Black Mirror version. And I have a company very interested in it, but then, you know, the coronavirus outbreak happened, and I think for right now, a book called Outbreaks, not the best idea for the direct market, but I'm looking forward to hopefully that becoming a thing. It's funny drawing Spider-Man right now. It makes me realize actually how much I miss drawing this guy. I would love for, you know, if Marvel said, hey, we want to do a full-time, you know, ongoing Spider-Man. And that might be my perfect book for me to draw right now, because I really love this character. He's good fun. But not only if Zeb was writing. Okay, so the basic inks are done. Just going to let that dry for a second. I'm going to blow on it. What is my favorite 2010s comic run? Well, it's got to be the Batman, Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder run, because it just inspired my whole career. So now we're just erasing fully the pencils. Keeping our basic inks underneath. And this is going to be fully colored as well. So we're actually going to move to doing the colors now, and then we're going to put the final inks on top so that those blacks of the inks really pop. Just cleaning my desk off. Scott Snyder did email you once. I'm freaking, all you're doing is bragging in this stream. Right. So we got a little ham. Right, so I've made this, which is just a little thing I made so I can see what colors these Copics actually are. Kevin Eastman said nice hair. So let's see for ham. I think I might start with a 27 red. So let's have a look here. I've got my lots of Copics over here, which of course are not, they're not all organized, so I have no idea which color is which. That's great. The amount of times I've dropped this box at a convention and just shuffled them back in. All right, we got 27 red here. So we're gonna start as, is this too dark as a base? Yeah, it is actually. I'm gonna start with a 7. How close is that? They look exactly the same. All right, we'll start with this. It's gonna be our medium color. I haven't used Copics in a really long time. I wish I could have some music playing, but if I did, then YouTube would remove all the audio from the video. You guys like this being on YouTube? Like, there's also Twitch as well, which I haven't really tried out. YouTube better? You might hear a lot of sort of kids playing and stuff. That's because obviously everyone's staying in, and I like to have the window open, so enjoy the background sound of children. Jim Lee streams on Twitch. Yeah, he does. That's why, yeah, and I know Twitch is very nicely set up for donations and things like that. Jim Lee's nobody compared to me. Yep, no, that's probably true. So what's everyone been binge watching? They've been staying at home. I caught up with Better Call Saul. I was like a season or 2 behind and really enjoyed it. I'm not on the latest episode that came out this week. But I'm also watching that show Kidding with Jim Carrey. It's so good. It's a dark comedy about Jim Carrey being a kind of like the host of Blue's Clues, basically. Yeah, it's really funny and dark. Like, it's very, if you're into dark humor, then it's extremely dark. Binge watching Community. My wife used to watch the show. I've seen a couple of episodes of that show. The Ultimate Spider-Man. Which show is the Ultimate Spider-Man? I remember. Is that the one in between the animated series and then the Spectacular Spider-Man? All right, let's now do the darker color, R29. It's not too darker, actually. This is quite close. But I'll chuck it in there anyway. You started watching Twin Peaks? I've actually never seen Twin Peaks. It's one of those shows that's always passed me by. Okay, I need a darker red. 37. I'm kind of use a R37. Let's try this out. Yeah, that's good. I mean, right now, to me, all these reds look exactly the same. That one's a little bit darker. Definitely is darker. So what would be darker than that? That would be extremely dark. 59. Right, I'll try and use this. R59 in really dark spots because this is super dark. The nice thing about Copics is even if you go a bit too dark, or you can still sort of blend all these colors out. But I only want a touch of this. Okay, now let me try and take a much lighter red, an R05, and sort of try and push these colors around. This is a much lighter color. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just mashing it all together to try and make a really nice fade from each color. Because I think it's always good to start with a medium tone, build up darker, because you can always build darker. That's why it's always better to start lighter and then sort of let it work its way towards the light. Smooth. What is the scariest Spider-Man villain? I think it's Sin Eater, the death of Gene. I've never heard of Sin Eater. Who's Sin Eater? The scariest Spider-Man villain. I mean, Carnage is pretty scary. Okay, so that was too light, that one. So let's get R14 going. It's all just an experiment, this. Do you personally prefer black symbiote suits with or without webbing? I don't know. Definitely without. Yeah. No, I definitely like it when it's just the straight up symbiote. That's the best. All right, this is looking really muddy now, so I'm going to try and... 027, let's bring some of this back in. So I'm going back to sort of my beginning color, because that orangey one I just put in did not do the job that I was trying to get it to do. And this was going to pop more when I put the funnel links over top. Okie dokie, and then I just need one final pass with something. And what was this one? This was R05. That was too light. R14. Is there a pop culture reference you wanted to add to the Spawn books but didn't? Well, I mean, I only worked on the mini-series Spawn Kills Everyone. I wish I got to work on the main title. I would love to work on the main title Spawn. The type of the tone of, you know, the possession and demon stuff. I'm really into that stuff. So yeah, I would love a run on that book. But a lot of people just see me as the cartoony guy because, you know, that's what I'm good at, and that's fine. It gives me a job. Okie dokie. Now let's move on to the blue. Blue, green, 01. Let's just start with a light base. Love these blue greens over just the regular blue. So that's that. We'll start with that as a base, and then let's go a bit darker with a blue 5. Darker, and then let's find a light color. A symbiote spider ham, yeah, that would be really cool. Actually, I think I'm going to go back in this blue, blend it out. That's better. I haven't used these Copics in a while, so I'm a bit behind on it. I want the Green Goblin given a new chance at the big screen. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think he hasn't been portrayed properly yet. And also like a proper Norman Osborn as well. I'm trying to think of what I might do for the background color. I know that he works really well with an orange background. Really makes him pop. So let's try and... Yeah, the color just works really well with Spider-Ham or Spider-Man. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting with a darker Copic at the bottom, and I'm brushing it up to the top, and then I'm just going to go lighter with these brushes as I go. Now I need a yellow 08. Oop, I just hit the camera. Yellow 08. And I love this because it gives it such a cool little gradient. Like that, and then my laptop turned off, so I can't see what people are saying. At the end, I'll probably switch the camera out, and then I'll do like a speed round of answering questions. There's an artist called Todd Knock that streams on YouTube, and he does the same thing, and I think it's good for all the people that had questions that they missed and they were trying to ask. Or maybe I can get my wife in here and she can just sit and read all of them. That might be good, actually. What is your favorite Marvel universe? 616. I do love the zombie universe as well. And then we just need a yellow 00. Okay, so our gradient done. Right, now we're going to make it pop because we got the basic colors in, and now we need to bring back in some nicer inks. So I'm just going to take a 0.3 pen. If you could voice someone in a new Spider-Man game or cartoon, who would it be? Definitely the Kingpin. I would very much like to do the voice of Wilson Fisk. Voice acting is one of those things that I would be very interested in trying to pursue it, but the idea of starting again, trying to build up a career is daunting. The Kingpin of crime. So as you can see, this is going to start popping out with those inks. Yeah, wig definitely needs to be Mr. Smythe, sir. We've recorded a new episode yesterday with the lovely Sarah Ballantyne, who's the voice of Mary Jane from the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. She's lovely. And she came on and reviewed an episode with us, which was awesome. I'm not sure if that's been uploaded yet. My brother still has a job, so he's busy working. So as you can see, this is, like I said before, this is now starting to pop. You get those nice thick inks going on in there. Let me move forward because I feel like I'm not getting it the right way. Zombie Spider Ham is a thing. I didn't know that. I've actually got one of the commissions I've got booked in is of a zombie version of Spider-Man from Spider-Man the Animated Series, so that's going to be fun. So what I'm doing right now is the inks, and I'm just trying to build up sort of thin to thick lines to create depth. That's why the inks are really thick right now around his hand. I used a bigger brush because I wanted, you know, that hand is in the foreground, so it sticks out more. Can't see. I need to move my light. Get it in a better position. So I like to rotate a lot when I ink because it all has to do with, it's easier to stroke upwards like this or downwards, get a straight line. So it's good to rotate so you can always keep your wrist turning in the best position to get the cleanest looking line. Old man noise. What am I breathing into the camera? I am quite a James Gandolfini breather. If you look at my other streams, I've got my dog is not in my office right now because she's a Frenchie and she snores like crazy. I've done many streams in the past where she's fallen asleep in my lap and is snoring up a storm. Do you do bigger commissions, Will? I want to get a picture of characters that represent me, my wife, and my soon-to-be 2 kids. Yeah, I definitely do. If you email at robsonrequest@gmail, you'll be sent a price list. I can tell you right now that a commission like that would be very expensive. This is just a sketch card. I know that I think I don't know if I have any other sketch cards. I'll be doing a lot bigger pictures soon. I'm sorry if I'm a bit low energy today. I'm sorry if the art's not in the camera shot. Again, I haven't streamed in a long time, so I need to get my energy back and get jazzed. And I need to be on top more of answering questions. And yeah, it's been a long time since I've done this, so it's all a learning process. What are your thoughts on the Neil Gaiman Todd McFarlane controversy with Angela and the Marvelous? Now, I would love someone to explain that to me because I just don't understand the story behind that. Because I know from Spawn, there's a character that I always assumed was like this sort of like Valkyrie type character with red hair and all that stuff. And then I remember playing a Marvel video game on my phone like 6 years ago and seeing that character, and I was like, that looks just like the character from Spawn. So are you telling me that Neil Gaiman, he created the character when he wrote issues of Spawn, and then he brought it over to Marvel or something? Is that the story? New York Times taking out Angela because he created her and its image. But he doesn't because he was working for Tom McFarlane. Then he sued McFarlane. Then they forced her into being Thor's long-lost sister or something. That's crazy. Like that crossoverness. Because I know she dies in Spawn. I mean, I bet Marvel felt good about poaching the character from Todd with all of Todd's, anti-Marvelness. I think I need to move my Copics off the desk. If you can hear that jiggling, that's the just them rattling around in their cases. Like that noise right there. Yeah, we died in the last episode of Spider-Man Series podcast when you were doing the Aunt May voice saying she was trying to get with old man Peter. Yeah. Oh, he's fit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get maybe a call in with my brother on this so he can answer your question or tell me the questions and then I can answer them. I work a lot better when I'm bouncing off of somebody else. Otherwise, I just get so concentrated on drawing that I forget that I'm even in a room with people watching me. Okay, so we got a little cue. There's my brother right there. I mean, I could call him in right now, but actually no, I'm about to finish anyway. But I might get him in soon. It's up to him though, obviously. Okay, so we got Ham here. Now I need to. Where's my brush gone? Here we go. Let's make that pop a bit more. So I'm going to take a white one. Are you going to be live streaming every day? Because that would make my day. I'm going to be live streaming pretty much every weekday, maybe weekends, same time, same place, same channel. And I'll be doing the commissions that I've received on live stream. Some I won't be because some are personal ones of people's family, etc. And they don't want them on the internet, which is completely understandable. And then, yeah, others won't be streamed just for time, so I can knock a bunch out. But I will be doing a lot. Now, what I like about this, sorry, I gotta make sure I keep this in the camera view. What I like about doing this white outline of the characters, you can clean up a lot of crap inks. Would you like to do more stories with Mojo? I would not, actually. As much as I love that character, he's so difficult to draw because he's got all of that technology behind him and all those tentacles coming out of his head. And like the first time I drew him, it was a splash image in Spider-Ham. So I went, crazy and I drew like loads of tech and stuff like that, and I really went balls to the wall with it. But you know, then I had to start drawing him consecutively in multiple panels, and I was like, oh my god, I'm sick of drawing this guy. a lot of designs are really cool when you first see them, but yeah, when you're drawing comics, you have to draw stuff over and over and over again. That those designs become less cool. Things like Spider-Ham become really cool because it's so simple. Is the flying cougar? Hey Tom, how's it going? Yes, this is the flying cougar. Oh my god! I wish we actually. That was my friend. When I lived in America, we were roommates and made movies together, and we made this really funny superhero short where I played the superhero, the fat ginger, early 20-year-old as a superhero, and we were going to make a sequel to it, and I spent so long building this costume. It was like an Iron Man costume. Really involved. Like I took sunglasses, I took out the lenses of them, and I built them into this helmet that I built. And we were building like a full mech cardboard outfit, and oh man, that would have been great. Just dropping to say, hey, yeah, nice to hear from you, bud. I hope everything's well with you and you're staying safe. We'll definitely have to catch up soon. All right, I think we're going to jazz this up with some white webbing coming out from the center. I like to do extra little stuff as backgrounds for this stuff because my art's quite plain, so it's good to jazz it up a bit. Has Marvel thought of making Spider-Man going series? We talked to them about it because both me and Zeb had such a good time, and they said we'd love to do that, but they, you know, even editors, like, they have to get approval from higher ups and stuff like that. So I have been told that basically if they do it, I'll be the first person they contact to draw it, which is awesome because yeah, I had a great time, and I felt like I really sort of made a good impact on that character who's not really seen too much in comics anymore, but is now. All right, so we got a little cutie pie Spider-Ham here, thwipping it up, thwip. So I guess that's us done with this then. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and flip the camera. Actually, no, I'll do the giveaway first because I need to keep my glasses in. So I don't want you guys to see me in my glasses. Okie dokie. So what we got here is an issue of Spider-Ham #1 with me and Zeb Wells. And what I'm doing is, everybody in the chat, you have a chance to win the digital code to this comic, which means you will get this issue for free digitally. So I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to need everyone to try and answer. And whoever answers it correctly first wins the digital code. So here we go. Ready? Okay. What is the real name of the superhero War Machine? What is War Machine's full real name. Need some, there we go. I'm sorry, NTM. I was looking for the full name, not the nickname. Oh, hang on. Someone came in as, is that his full name with the nickname in the middle? No, because his nick, yeah, I don't think his nickname is his middle name. No, not Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. I think I'm going to have to give it to Derek Montegudo because he answered the full name, and that is James Rhodes. He didn't spell it correctly, but I'm going to give you a pass on that one. So congratulations, Derek. You just won a free issue of Spider-Man #1. So if you want to get this from me, please, Derek, please email me at robsonrequest@gmail.com. That's robsonrequest@gmail.com. Or you can private message me on any of my social media, and I will send you the free digital code. So yeah, so I'm going to switch the camera around now, and just sort of plow through questions. Actually, I'm going to have to keep my glasses on. What am I talking about? I can't see without my glasses on. So let's see how to do this. If I go like this, are we still live? Let's take it over here. And, oh, hang on. It needs to be this way, doesn't it? Hello, everybody. I'm in my office. So please ask any questions, and I'll try and read them as quick as I can. Switch it back. Old man alert. Great. So thanks. Instead of questions, you're all just going to berate the way I look. Well, that's very nice. Old man with my shake hand. So if you got any questions, just let me know quickly if I missed any of them during the chat, and I'll answer them for you. As you see, my office is very lovely and plain. I haven't done much to it. I'll give you a little tour. What's your favorite band? It's the Beatles, followed by Fish. Is that TV from the 2000s? It is. I use it to play, where is it? Light gun games. Pew, 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 pew. What else did I miss? Sorry, I was trying to show you things like a Batmobile. Retro games. Beautiful sunny day. Guitar. Bunch of crap on floor. Games and stuff like that. Thanks for taking my commission. I can't wait to get the Spider-Man card. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you very much. What do you think of Marvel refuses to let Peter and Mary Jane again have kids canon on 666? I don't know. I don't run that business. I mean, there's plenty of spin-off comics where they do have kids. So maybe that's it. Favorite beer? Oh, I don't know. That's tough. I'm in the summer, I like, not the popular word, but I like Coronas. But I don't know. Peroni? I love a good Peroni. Do you like the Cosmic Ghost Rider character? I love the Cosmic Ghost Rider character. I'd love to work on him one day. That would be great. I drew on my Instagram that I drew a picture of him as a warm-up one day. Anything else that you want to know? Any questions? They might be loading slowly on my phone. Why is Texas the best state in the union? It's not. Sorry to say. Vermont is. Can you give us a rhino impression? Oh, my name's the Rhino, and I've been locked inside because of the coronavirus, and it makes me sad. And no one's picking up the phone, and it's not very nice. There's my rhino impersonation. What do you think if Deadpool the Duck and Spider-Man met? I would draw the crap out of that book. You can have any beer as long as it's Corona for family lives. Do people want to see and talk to me, Paul? Not everything's about you, brother. But if you want to be a part of this week, please, I'd happily for you to be a part of it. All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry I was really sort of low energy at the beginning. This is a work in progress. I haven't done this stuff in a while. I know most YouTubers are like, hey there, click like and subscribe, wow, and are really at it. I'd love to have try and set up a camera on my face whilst I'm working as well, but I was filming this through my phone. I don't own a webcam. Otherwise, I do it through my laptop and sort of do a double one. So if anybody can give me tips or anything on how to best do this, because like I said, I'm just using my phone on a crappy like rig over my desk there. So yeah, yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock again, UK time. That's 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I don't know what I'm drawing tomorrow. It might be Zombie Spider-Man. It's funny, a lot of my commissions are Spider-Man, which is fun. So I think I got a full body ink Spider-Man as well, a Tom Holland Spider-Man that I'm doing, Zombie Spider-Man. And yeah, so thanks very much. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. All you cool cats and kittens.